Hello, this is Danny Smith, and this is the What About Books podcast. Got Hurdie Burke here with me. Welcome, Hurdie.
What's up, Danny? How are you?
Man, busy week. I will mention that this is brought to you by Impact Mortgage Group and Hurdie Burke Consulting. Hurdie, I saw the schedule on our leadership website that we have you teaching a class up in Fort Worth for a group of realtors next month. That's true?
August 26th.
Oh, this month.
I got the email that I'll be teaching the CE course, the 101 course for the Texas Real Estate Commission that's been approved to the title company up here that you guys work closely with. So I'm excited. So I don't have to drive 300 miles. I can drive 3 miles. I'm excited.
There you go. For those that this podcast, it's also over on the YouTube. You go over YouTube. Now, I heard, is this screen shared on YouTube and they pull it up on YouTube?
No, because what I do is I filter this video part out and I just put the audio up and drag our logo across it. So, but I can put a link on here for you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to see the classes that we do through the leadership, the Impact Leadership Group, you can go to impactleadershipgrouptx.com, impactleadershipgrouptx.com to look at those classes. And
we'll put that link up in the description for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. And so Hurdie, man, let me tell you, I'm going to bring up here back up my Facebook group. Of course, I closed out where I was all prepared.
Don't we always do that? Yeah.
We Hurdie, I've been talking about I talk about books all the time, and book on the 4 pillars of success in that group. I've been talking this week about the book, Put Your Dream to the Test, 10 Questions That Will Help You See It and Seize It by John C. Maxwell. And as you know, you and I talked a little bit about this a couple of days ago, but I proclaimed August to be Dream Month.
Way to go.
I've always felt that, I mean, it's kind of a natural thing for me to come into, I'm in the mortgage business, and September and December are always one of those months, always the worst month of my year as far as closing. And sometimes it's great to have a breather, that just things slow down, you're able to breathe and catch back up. But I also know that if I don't focus on some things that need to be focused on, like getting things done, doing what matters, I don't perform as well in the fourth quarter of the year. And I've seen that happen with salespeople my whole career, and guys I'm talking to, they've run out of steam. And July was productivity month on the 4 pillars of success group page, and I don't know if it's coming out of COVID, but people just seem to be wore out. And it dawned on me this past weekend, thinking about some conversations, that people weren't focused. They weren't thinking out real well out in front of themselves. I have this thing about one of the 4 pillars is build it out in front, build your business, build yourself out in front of where you're at. And Sunday afternoon, it dawned on me, I haven't been dreaming. So, this book of John's, I turned around, I'm sitting at my desk, and I turned around and I pulled up the book. I started reading it and read about 30 pages of it, pulled it up on my Kindle, started highlighting some things there also. And so anyway, that's why I declared this month Dream Month, and why I'm talking about this book so much. And I am really surprised how many people, I mean, I look at these posts, you know, we've got about 280 people in this group. And I go through here, and there's only, you know, previous posts and get some interaction, but there's 50, 70, 75, 58, 39. You know, the Facebook says how many, what the post reach was. These posts about dreams that I've had this week, and there's 5 of them, 6 of them, 121 post reach, 102 post reach, 97. That one there's only 42, and 55 on that one. So it's filtered off a little bit right now. But you know, here on this podcast, I know we can't see, you know, this, but those are, it tells me that I've hit a nerve talking about a dream. So what do you think about a dream? Well, let me say that a dream
Be
is
specific with me. Don't give me a broad question over there, Mr. Danny. You got to be specific.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna go back to a conversation we had earlier in the week that
Okay.
I hadn't thought about it. And I asked today at CBLG, the you know Friday networking group that we used to go to. I go to it now, and a group of other people you don't go to anymore because you moved. But when I started talking about dreams, one person said, "I don't dream." And somebody, I said, "Anybody else doesn't dream?" And another person said, "Yeah, me neither." And it dawned on me that they were both talking about dreaming while they sleep. And so, you know, kind of like, be specific, Danny, like you just said. Don't be so
wrong kind.
Yeah. Kind of. So what do you, so let me give you John Maxwell, the author of this book, Put Your Dreams to the Test. He says, a dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it. So why don't people, Hurdie, when I asked you this week about this, you said that you're not a vision board type person. I said, I'm not either. I don't. Now I've cut out pictures. I wanted a horse when I was, 5, 6 years old, and I was cutting out pictures of horses and drawing pictures of horses. And I wanted a motorcycle before I got into my teens, and I was cutting out pictures. I had a picture of Peter Fonda, Easy Rider, thing. I had it hung up, but I just liked that picture. But I personally haven't been a vision board, dream board type person, and you haven't either. Is that right?
Yeah, so I've seen people do that. I've seen people map out their dreams on a vision board, and that's fine. I've always kind of done that in my head. I mean, I know what I want to when I get something really going and I have an idea for something, I get it going in my head, but I put it down on paper. I just don't have the pictures, right? I'll map it out. I'll do like you said, a master checklist and start going through. Is this possible? Is this something I want to do? Do I want to put the effort into it? And once I do this, what am I going to expect from it? Where am I going with this? So there's also, I guess for me, before to have the dreams, one thing, to start questioning it and is another, right?
Right. Yeah, I've asked quite a few people that I've talked to this week. A couple of them have thrown back, well, I know what you're doing, Danny. You're posting that stuff on Facebook, and it's kind of interesting. And they wouldn't answer. Then a couple of people said, yeah, I'm not a dreamer. I'm not like you, Danny. I'm not a dreamer. And I've thought about that. I've had trouble dreaming as I've gotten older. My lifespan, I know at 66 is different than it was at 16, 26, and 36. And it's also that the creative side of your brain versus logic, and the logical side of your brain naturally gets more active as you get older, and the creative side goes down.
And Danny, don't you think that over time, if people are discouraging you, which is one of the questions when people are telling you you can't do that or you can't achieve that, if you've been sent a message growing up, right, that you can't achieve stuff, that would stop you from dreaming, right? That would be go back to your lift the lid stuff, right? That you feel stuck in the glass, right? You can't get above that lid. So I would think messages throughout your life could cause somebody not to dream too.
Boy, you hit, man, you hit some hot buttons for me there. When I wanted that motorcycle, and I'll clean this up. I talked about it so much when I was 10, 12 years old. Oh my goodness, I talked about that motorcycle. And my aunt who lived with us for one of our aunts that lived with us for a couple of years, one day told me, I wish you had that motorcycle shoved down your throat. I cleaned it up. And I said, me too, so I could take it out and ride it. And my dad said I would never have a paper route. I would never have a motorcycle. When I was 12, I talked him into a paper route, and I saved up my money. When I was 14, I bought my first motorcycle. I still think about, dream about, something I would love to do is get on a Harley. I'm assuming a Harley. And my brother did this a few years ago. He had a life-changing event in his life, and he bought a Harley, and he just needed to escape for a while, and he put 60,000 miles, forget now how many miles. Anyway, he went to all four corners of the United States, and went down to Tijuana, or it went down south. Anyway, he spent about 2 months, 61 days, something like that. I forget how many miles it was. And I would love to do that. There's some parts of me though that, I hadn't ridden a motorcycle much in the last 35 years. So it's not anything that I put time into. I've got other things I put time into that I dream about. John says that I'll be, I pulled this book out, and I'm rereading it, re-underlining it. If I've got a few moments during the day, if I'm stuck in line, somewhere yesterday, I was stuck in line somewhere, and so I pulled up this book and was reading it on my Kindle. But 5 most common reasons people can't identify their dreams. And I know the older we get, it helps us if we do have dreams. Obviously, they've probably changed since you had dreams of being a Major League Baseball player.
Yeah.
So dream today would be different, right? So John says the 5 reasons that most people have trouble identifying their dreams is that they're discouraged from dreaming by others. Number 2, they're hindered by past disappointments and hurts. That's me. Some people get in the habit of settling for average. I've had some of that. Some people lack the confidence needed to pursue their dreams. I tell you right now, I'm guilty of that. And some people lack the imagination to dream. I think I can turn on the dreams pretty good. Okay. Just some of those other things that I don't have anybody that the first one, some people have been discouraged from dreaming by others. I don't have that. But past disappointments and hurts, settling for average, confidence to pursue their dreams, and those 3 right there, I'm guilty of. And as I'm mean, I'm 66 years old. I've been exercising real hard for the last 4 or 5 years. I've stepped that up real well this year. I'm eating worse than I was about 2 years ago, but I'm getting back better than that. I've kept my weight, off. So John says, and he goes on, he talks about different dreams, daydreams, distractions from work, pie in the sky dreams, bad dreams, idealistic dreams, vicarious dreams, romantic dreams, career dreams, destination dreams, which is a belief that a passion, title, or award will make you happy. Material dreams, believe that wealth or possessions will make you happy. So he does and then he gets into putting a dream test. And in the book, Put Your Dreams to the Test, he has a test, and he has a process about how to work through that test. And if you, the question you answer no to, how to, and these are 10 areas that he then tells you what to do if you answer no to it. And then there's 10 chapters to dig deeper into each one of them. But you have the ownership question: is my dream really my dream? The clarity question: do I clearly see my dream? And that's what I'm kind of at the point where I don't dream about a big house. I still dream a little bit about a private lake. We're water skiers and having a private tournament ski lake. I dream, there's some dreams. I'm dreaming about something that's what was it? I saw something this morning, or something that John had posted. Maybe I shared that dreams are bigger than what you can handle, so you can grow into them. Do I clearly see my dream? Am I depending on other factors within my control to achieve it? The passion question: does my dream compel me to follow it? The pathway question: do I have a strategy to reach my dream? The people question: have I included people I need to realize my dream? I think we have to be, we need to bring the people that are impacted by us dreaming into, that are in our inner circle, the people that we're around, every day, every week. But then we also got to be careful about some of those. We need to keep them at arm's length if they're raining on our parade. The cost question: am I willing to pay the price? Sometimes paying the price for a dream is outside your values. And you realize that, no, I'm not willing to pay that price. The tenacity question: am I moving closer to my dream? The fulfillment question: does working toward my dream bring satisfaction? I can think of one old friend that I think he realized as he was getting close to achieving his dream that he wasn't real satisfied with it like he thought that he would be. The significance question: does my dream benefit others? That was sobering. I don't know, being my age, it's a little bit sobering for some reason, not sure why.
Hey, Danny, I think it's kind of normal. We're the same age, by the way, folks listening. I think it's kind of normal as you get older to kind of look back and kind of think that, and I'm not sure how to word this, but we go through those stages, right? We get older, we think about our past, we realize we're getting older, we realize we're, you know, we're knocking at that door, right? I don't mean that in a bad way, but we're just getting older. We're physically, you know, me and you are, but a lot of people have lots of issues health wise. Lots of people don't have the kind of work that they thought they'd have. So they get discouraged and they go through that, not middle age crisis, but that, am I valuable? Do I feel good about myself? Am I worthwhile? Have I accomplished good things in my life that I feel good about? You know, or are we always living in the past, regretting everything we do? That just shuts you down. I mean, those are the energy vampires that can just kill anything you try to do. It's hard not to live in the past. It's really hard as an older person not to live in the past. I've discovered that more and more being around people my age, is that people get so discouraged with their age, and they live in the past. They go back and think about, man, I could run like the wind when I was 20. I had good friends. I was always out and about. I mean, whatever that is, right? I could see where that could just shut somebody down as they get older, or they think they're too old to keep going, right? To come up with a new dream. I know a psychologist that got his doctorate degree when he was 56 and started practicing.
Good for
His
him.
master's degree at 56. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really,
That
really cool.
takes commitment, and that means he had that in his head a long time, right? And so I think it is harder. I think when you're like my age, 66, 67, I think it's harder to sit down and say, okay, I have this big dream, right? So, but as we get older, we get wiser, and maybe we won't jump into things that aren't that important anymore. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry.
Man,
I apologize. I just don't know.
You're
where
doing
to go
good.
with
I
this.
wish I was sitting here. Just, I mean, you caused me to reflect on a lot of stuff. I wish I'd taken notes about some of this. I love the energy vampire thing. But yeah, you're right. There's, you know, I see, I know a couple of guys I'm thinking about right now, love them to death, but they're 7, 8 years younger than me, and they're talking about getting old.
Yeah.
And I'm going, really? But you walk how many steps a week?
Well, I do around 17, 20,000 a day.
Yeah.
So, I'm up like 6, 7 miles, but you know what? All that does is makes me feel good about myself, right? And that's good because it energizes me. But it's part of the whole process, right? It's to get me thinking in the morning when I'm walking, to start thinking about my day, what I want to achieve, who I want to influence, whose lives I want to be a part of, and how I can help something. It's prayer time, it's confession time, so to speak, right? My kind of dream as I've gotten older is just to be a darn good person and be more caring about the world around me. Simply because I've had stuff. I don't need any more stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't need any. I don't need a ton more money. I don't. I'd like to have a bunch, but I don't need it. So my dream has gotten real simple. Enjoy it. Enjoy your present.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. Those, I think, you've walked like that for years. And I think that's one of the things that when I started walking to start losing weight, 5, 6 years ago, thought, well, if Hurdie can do it, I can do it. So it was an inspiration. Yeah. And my dream had been back in my 40s to run a marathon, and then I kept getting hurt. But I've always had that. I used to have that dream, and then I I can tell you 6 months ago, I didn't have it. But been going to the gym other than about 4 months during COVID. Been going to the gym for a couple of years in addition to the walking, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry.
I said, hey, Danny, I said, our listening audience needs to know that you're 66, just like me, correct?
Yep, correct. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
I got a video, folks, of Danny barefoot water skiing last year at 65. Barefoot water skiing. So don't let him tell you that he is trying to take care of himself. I couldn't do that.
Well, I have been trying to take care of myself.
He does a good job, and I mean, he barefooted. So we won't get into that. But hey, let me tell you something. This guy knows he's taking care of himself.
And so you look at the old pictures of me on Facebook, some of these memories that pop up.
Yep.
And I look how much I weighed, 6-8 years ago, and kind of like, oh my goodness. But now my dream is I've got a dream that, we won't talk about that one, but the next stage after achieving a marathon, I'm going to run a marathon. Right now, I'm focused on the Austin Marathon in February, and I've got myself on a training program to do that. And so I walked my first half marathon when I was 62. Did another half marathon just on my own out on the streets, 13.1 miles last week, and it was faster. It was 30 minutes faster than the one I did 4 years ago. But I did run part of this one, and so I got this whole Jeff Galloway walk, run, walk, run a process that you go through. But anyway, I'm going to be talking more about this whole month about dreaming. We're going to be posting about it, looking at some people to interview, to talk to them about their dreams and how they've dreamed, and probably going to hey Hurdie, I'm probably going to keep it in our age group, the boomer category.
Hey, that's fine. I think what you ought to do is make sure you send me a link to your group page so we can post that inside the description so people can find you and add yourself here on Facebook. That way when we go out, I'll at least be able to take us out. So any final thoughts, Mr. Danny L. Smith?
This book John has written about dreaming. I don't think it was any accident. It's not a coincidence that we're talking about this right now. And today at CBLG, which anytime that I'm giving the talk at CBLG, we're typically talking about a book, or I'll spend anyway. It was one of the best discussions in there that we've had in a long time about dreaming, and people want to dream. I think some of us want to know it's okay to dream. We're not going to be, we're all afraid of being judged, I think, to some extent. And but just to be able to dream, and like John talks about here, putting a dream to test. That's it.
We want to thank our listeners, and just to let everybody know, we recently launched this 3 podcasts ago. We're located on YouTube, Google Podcast Platform, Apple Podcast Platform. Danny's going to send the links to the 2 things we talked about today, to the classes, I guess, Danny, and to the impact, and to the 4 pillars of success. Guys, subscribe to the podcast on Google or Apple, and share it with a couple friends. We'd love that. We're just launching it, and we're going to have fun with this. So Danny, we'll see everybody next week, right? And we'll see everybody around the corner. And Danny, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Hurdie. See ya.
All right. Take care, guys.